Hello, Mina San. Oh, wait, that's like right in front of my monitor. Hello. I should actually Toto. Okay, oh, wrong button. Okay. Hi. Welcome, welcome. I actually wasn't sure if I was gonna stream today either. But fuck it, we ball. I hope you all are doing good today. I want to give fair warning. I did heat up some Hot Pockets before I started because I haven't eaten in a while. So I'm just letting those cool down. If I'm smart and I remember, I will be sure to mute before I chew. I may forget. I apologize in advance. Oh, I should mute that. Mute the phone. Alright. Oh, I got another one? Damn, that's quick. Okay. Oh, wait, I need that. No. every time I come so horribly unprepared. It's kind of on brand at this point. Um, I don't actually think I need this open, but we'll check that out here in a bit. And then we're gonna put this here. And while I'm preparing this, yeah, so since we are kind of in a position where I can't really play games because I only have one functional USB port to figure out how I can get some money to buy a cheap ass hub, I figured we could do some quizzes. Now, what kind of quizzes? Oh, we could do some random ones, we could do some educational ones, we could do some language ones. I don't know. We'll have to look for some. I kind of wish, I'm sure I'm doing it wrong, but I know Streamlabs lets you use just like a direct browser link, but I don't know how to control it from there. I don't know if you can control it from there. So I'm stuck just sharing with the browser. There's this. Ah, excuse me. Oh, this is not what I'm looking for. That's your quizzes for jobs. My bad. Actually, you know what? Let me open up a new tab on this. Trivia quizzes. That sounds like that's up my alley. Hell yeah. It's random as fuck. Oh, there's like Wordle. We could do Wordle type shit. I am such a fucking boomer. Oh my god. I find fun in the most mundane things. I don't know why. Um, oh, I was like, this looks like a good one, but I don't actually, I don't watch movies, so that'd be bad. Do da da da. They're all like movie quizzes, and I don't watch movies. Okay, this is probably going to be the dumbest fucking idea. Um, no timer bonus because I'm going to be chewing. Not this one. Return this back on. I might need to change the source. I do. So it should be this guy, yeah? Yeah, okay. Let me just edit. Wait. Oh no, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Okay. Let me just make me tiny and then we can get started. Shrink me down a little bit. feel like I don't have this set up properly. I should maybe have this over here. But this might fuck up my screen. Yep, it did. I just didn't want it like... Because then I can't see chat. So I'm gonna have to move this window over here, which I really didn't want to do, but I guess we're gonna have to do. And then this still looks kind of blank because I was looking the other direction, so. Aha, I left all my shit on, my bad. It's hard to see. There you go. One more time. There you go. You know what? I wonder if I'm gonna have to change some shit around here. Dum dum. I'll bring this over. Meow. Damn, I still can't see chat though. Fuck. Go heal. Oh no, I'm going. Meow. So now what do we have here? Works for me. Okay. I just realized my bookmark bar is up there. I don't have any bookmarks showing, so I think I'm okay. I'll just take it off the screen before I do anything else. Okay. I'll mute real quick so I can take a bite of food, and then we can start. I live. Appealing to young voters in 1992, the presidential candidate Bill Clinton played what instrument on the Arsenio Hall show? Funny enough, I was very young when this happened, but I do know what this is. I've never actually seen the clip though. A look tried out by millions of people, which the following was a widely imitated haircut from the sitcom Friends. Never watched that show. I don't think there's anything you can do to willingly make me watch that show. It's a bad stuff. But I think it was this one. I recall the names because I hear people talk about it, but I don't know the names of the faces. Despite suffering an assault to her leg just a month before the games, which of these ice skaters took the silver medal? Oh! Tanya Harding? Damn it. She was the one that did it. Okay. I was like, I recognize the name, but that's fucking crazy, dude. That's crazy. I can't imagine wanting to win that. In 1990, George H.W. Bush declared, I'm President of the United States and I'm not going to eat any more what? Good question. um, oh, Brussels sprouts? I feel like that's the worst of the vegetables here. Broccoli? Banishing broccoli from Air Force One. When asked about it, he said he never liked the vegetable as a child and certainly wouldn't eat it now that he's the leader of the free world. Broccoli vendors reported a 10% spike in sales thanks to the presidential poll. Wow. You say you don't like it and then you get more sales. That's crazy. What popular toy was banned from the National Security Agency offices for fear that it could be used to eavesdrop? Furbies! Because fuck those guys. I do not like Furbies. Things are terrifying. Quick mute break. I'm gonna get some more bites. Not what I wanted. Shit. Here we go. Alright. Sorry about that. Retrospect, I could have probably worked this down before I started streaming. But I also didn't want to wait. I did that. What actor made headlines as the first to receive 20 million for a single role? God damn. I feel like it would be a tie between these two. Because in the 90s, Will Smith was doing Fresh Prince, but when he was starting doing movies, he was doing more serious stuff. Bruce Willis has always just been action, so I would believe he'd get that much. Probably not Jim Carrey, and it's a hard maybe on Tom Hanks, but I'm gonna say Bruce Willis. Excuse me. Not who I thought it was gonna be. This was for Ace Ventura. Wait, no. The cable guy. Okay. I was like, Ace Ventura did not get that much fucking money. No way. One of the longest runs atop the chart. Which of these songs spent 14 weeks at #1 in 1996? I want to say Bop. In retrospect, I should have known that. Darn, my nose is itchy. What the heck? Surpassing Roger Maris' single season record, Mark McGwire and what other player each hit more than 62 home runs in 1998? I don't know jack shit. The only name that well, actually, no, I was gonna say the only name I recognize is Sammy Sosa, but I also technically recognize Barry Bonds. I'm gonna go with Sammy Sosa. Yeah, I remember a lot of people talked about him back then. I guess he retired a while back because I haven't heard of him in a hot minute. During a ubiquitous Got Milk ad, a mouthful of peanut butter left a history buff unable to say whose name. What? Hopefully not this one. This one would be random, but I guess these two are also. How about this one? I'm so bad. I was a baby. I was a babu. Oh, I know this one though. Fucking Ford Bronco. Amazon launched in 1994, originally selling only one product. I assume books. Quick chew break. Chotomate. I'm alive. Not gonna lie, I'm kinda not enjoying this meal. I'm eating it because it's food. It's gonna fill me up, but goddamn. I think I fucked myself up with Hot Pockets very recently. Hall of Fame athlete retired from his primary sport in 1993 to play minor league baseball. It wasn't Jordan. 1993, because I was still watching basketball when he was still playing, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think it's Michael Jordan. Because I know he did start playing something else. And I thought, dude, if it's Jordan. It can't be, though. I watched him play games on the TV. So, I swear to God. That's why. That's why. That's probably what I saw. Well, goddamn. All right. First major international crisis of the post-Cold War era. The Persian Gulf War started in 1990. Dude, I thought this was gonna be like mid to late 90s. I don't know jack shit about early 90s. Alright. There's 20 of these questions, son of a bitch. Alright. The epicenter of 90s grunge music. What city was home to Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and Soundgarden? I don't know. Oregon? Nope. Alright, well. I was a pop girl. I was a pop baby, so I wasn't gonna know that. What computer made headlines by defeating chess world champion Garry Kasparov? What the hell? Oh, I'm so bad at this. I regret my decision. On which of these 90s sitcoms would you frequently hear someone ask, got any cheese? Got any cheese? I didn't really watch Seinfeld. I don't think it was Home Improvement. I never watched Family Matters. Maybe Full House? I never watched Family Matters. How would I know this? How would I know this? Highest grossing film. Ah! Woo! Redo. Highest grossing film of the 90s. What movie was #1 at the box office for 15 weeks? I would be surprised if it's not Titanic. Because I watched the fuck out of that movie. Probably shouldn't have at my age, tell you what. What the heck? Hold on, I need a second. I was checking something while I was saying that, and something don't look right. Why is this not updating properly? See, there it is. Okay, I'll get back to that in a second. Sorry about that. Fill in the blank of this Bill Clinton impeachment testimony. It depends on what the meaning of the word blank is. Ooh, I never watched that speech. I know what it's talking about. I never watched that speech. If it's not this, it'll be kind of embarrassing. The word is. The U.S. House of Representatives implied 2 articles of impeachment for perjury and obstruction of justice regarding his sexual relationship with a White House intern. Senate acquitted him of the. They acquitted him? Wow. I thought they got him for that. God damn. Excuse me. Nicknamed for his ability to keep criminal charges from sticking, what Teflon Don was finally okay, yeah, what Teflon Don was finally convicted in 1992. Fuck if I know, brother. Cool, I'll take it. Okay. Quick bite break. Chotto mate. Alright. It's very hard to eat it. The thing is, like, I fucked up. So while I was still spending time with my boyfriend, I accidentally bought the wrong Hot Pockets. And I'm a very picky eater. I wish I wasn't, I really do. But I'm a picky eater. Bought the wrong ones. Kind of just fucking destroyed Hot Pockets for me. So even though I do like this, it's just your Italian pepperoni. Not having a good time with it. I'm trying to eat it. Try not to waste food. Debuting in 1991, what video game character's red shoes were inspired by Michael Jackson's Bad album cover? Oh, it's one of these two fuckers. I want to say it's Crash. I feel like it's Sonic. Because they're flat at the bottom. Well, no shit, but they don't have like any kind of divots or anything. I'm gonna say Sonic, but it could also be Crash. Red on white contrast on Jackson's bestseller Infamous the Hedgehog's footwear. Good to know. I never knew that. Yikes. Oh man. Okay, well that was fun. Let me find another one. Oh, these two sound kind of derpy. Shit. Okay, so we could do which came first or name that thing. Kind of like them both. And do which came first. Oh wait, that's a Capricorn. What do you mean vocabulary quiz? Naruhodo. Okay. We can do that. Says which came first? Vocabulary quiz. Don't know how to say that first word. Or cosplay. I'm gonna say the first word because I feel like cosplay is a very neat thing. Dates back to 1976. Cosplay came to English in 1993. I actually thought it was newer than that. Meme or emoji? I'm gonna say meme. Because I remember being a wee baby girl and going on like meme generator and meme maker and all that shit. 76? Oh shit. I didn't know that. Dad bod or manspreading? Let me say without car. Manspreading. Oh. Kind of surprised by that. Hot take or cold shower? What's a cold shower? 1816, damn. Really putting perspective on phrases here. Podcast or earbud? What's the earbud? Yeah, because people were buying that shit from like early. Zillion or hundo? My heart wants to say hundo, but my brain wants to. No, what? My heart wants to say zillion, my brain wants to say hundo. I'm gonna go with hundo. I am not versed in money, as you can see. 19, really? Huh. That seems like such a 70s, 80s cop movie phrase, but I guess so is Zillion. Flotus or SWAT? I'll say SWAT. It's first born in 1983, and then 1960. Yeah, I kind of figured. Makes sense. Bridezilla or Bay? Oh, 1000% Bridezilla. Hole? You know what? Kind of makes sense. EBOO or CBD? What the fuck is EBOO? I don't know what that is. Extra virgin olive. What? Who shortens extra? Just say extra virgin olive oil. It's not that much of a mouthful. What the heck? Clap back or twerking? Well, twerking's like, I guess technically it's like an actual kind of dance, isn't it? I think we just named it. Well, okay, I guess if it's vocabulary, that still kind of counts, so shit. I feel like the act of twerking has been around for a long time. Has the word twerking been around, though? I don't think so. I'm gonna go clapback. Yeah, okay. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better at this. Email or F-bomb? I'll go email. Yeah, I feel like censoring certain words is more of a newer generation type of thing. Valley Girl or Flower Child? Flower Child has to be like a 60s, 70s thing, no? 82, okay. No, 67, 67. Yeah. French manicures or English muffin? Manicure? Nope. 1981. English muffin goes all the way back to 1858. Okay. I kind of figured that was gonna be like older, but I kind of thought it was like twerking, where like it existing is a thing, but the name is not. It's fair enough. Mom jeans or jeggings? Jeggings is relatively new, isn't it? Yeah. Also, unpopular opinion, from what I can tell, I personally like jeggings. I think they're comfortable. I also just don't like being confined to denim. But I do like fitted clothing. So I fuck with jeggings. Not something I thought I'd say out loud, but alright. Chillax or dumpster fire? I feel like this is trick. I feel like chillax is the obvious answer. but I feel like Dumpster Fire is older. I lied to myself. 10 out of 15. Okay, I did better on that one. Percentage wise. Did a lot better with that one. Okay. Um. Dun, 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 dun. I have DMs on. Okay, I'll try that later. There was a very kind soul who was willing to invite me to their, you know what? Actually, I should do that now. They're having they're making a Minecraft server for like smaller VTubers just to like join in and kind of get to know each other. And I was like, I kind of want to be a part of this, but I'm fucking terrified of social interactions, but also Minecraft. And they were like, hey, we'll send you a link. But apparently people cannot DM me. I would very much like to be a part of this, I'm not gonna lie. How do I DM? Oh, here we go. Maybe not that one. We'll do this. That one, yeah, this one. What? How's a challenge? The fuck you mean? What is Okay, so I'm kind of glad I decided to check this now. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Let me try it on the computer. I'm trying on the computer because my browser's off anyway. What is going on here? Oh, I was like, this shit's not loading. No. Okay, go here. Go here. Go here. Rewrite this shit all over again. Yeah, I kind of figured. Nope. Oh my god. I can't type on a laptop keyboard. It's fucking insane. Okay. I did it twice, so we'll come back to that. Consideration? Did I type that wrong? Oh, it's not gonna tell me if I typed it wrong. Okay. That's cool. Alright. Sorry, I don't know why this is acting stupid. I need to do that twice. Can I? Ooh, can I not? There you go. Okay. That one sent. Why wouldn't it send from my phone? Why does this one look different too? I don't know. Point is, the message sent. So sorry about that. So sorry about that. Just to make sure I'm following this person too. Yes. Okay. Back to the quiz. So we did the vocabulary one. Kind of wanted to do this one now. Name that thing. Get a time bonus off. Get my browser back up. Get my browser back up. There we go. Alright. Name that. Oh, I just noticed a hammer, so this might be a lot more difficult than I thought. I'm gonna go with chisel. Oh, thank God. Hi, Sparky. Welcome, welcome. How you been, homie? Hope you've been good. Also, quick bite break. Chotomate. Where's my mic? Uno momento. The fact that this is not the first time that that fucking happens. I am so bad when it comes to muting. Oh my fucking god. Kind of want to shoot myself in the face there. Son of a bitch. I don't remember where I left off. Oh my god. I'm gonna pretend like that those last few seconds didn't happen. Hi, Stormy! Oh, you're good, homie. I was probably muted when I responded to that. I'm sorry. You're good. Everything is daijobu. Everything is daijobu. God damn it, I had a whole thing prepared for that too. I'm so pissed off. It's good though, it's good. God damn it. Oh, I fucking hate myself. Anywho. My nose feels funny. My nose feels funny. My nose feels hot. Hot, hot, hot. I am doing good. How are you, homie? I just had a very sad hot pocket. Ooh, congratulations! Interesting to start on a Thursday, I'm not gonna lie. But congratulations! I hope it goes well. Much happies for you. Just got home. I hope work was at least good. No, at least okay, if not good. I can't fucking... Dude, I can't think right now. What is happening to me? Also doesn't help that I can't really see chat. Anywho, what's this called? River backhoe bucket loader. I'm getting so many of these wrong. Socket, acorn nut, wing nut, hex nut, wing nut. I finally got one. Okay, so this is butt, cylinder, muzzle, slide. Butt, cylinder, muzzle, slide. Cylinder? Muzzle? I thought a muzzle was an attachment though. Or is this an attachment? I don't know jack shit about guns, bro. It's ironic considering I live in Texas. Made it through the work. Yeah, nice. Another survived day of work is always a good day. Depends on the gun. Yeah, that's what I figured, but okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. This is... Ooh. It's a hoe, because I think till is like pointy, no? Yeah, okay. I've only used an electric till. That is a sentiment many can share. Pestle? Kind of figured it was one of those two, but I didn't know which is which. Upblade, trowel, plane, fill a trap. No. Plane? It is a trowel. Shit, I thought trowels were pointy. They were meant to scoop, not flatten. I need one of these. Machete, stiletto, saber, rapier. After 3 years? So y'all broke up and then 3 years later she said that? I don't know. Kind of sounds like she's not over you. You living rent free in her head. Usually when I end a relationship or if my relationship ends, kind of just leave them the fuck alone. Let them do their shit. Hey, got no business name talking after all that. 50%! I'll take it. I feel like I did worse. Okay. Let me find another one. Let me find another one. What do we got? Good old-fashioned quiz. Name the dessert. Greek mythology. I would not know jack shit about that. Apologies for any background, not background noise, any echo you may get here in the next 2 seconds. Okay, that's all I wanted to see. Alright, let me look for another quiz. Maybe a game. Oh, see, I could. Ooh. They got little games on here too. What she said about my number? Eh? She's talking about numbers now? 2 for Goofer. Think you know it, poet? Big Turtle. Play head to head. No. No PvP Wordle. Thank you very much. And you saw 4 words at once? Probably not. This does make me want to try Wordle though, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, what else do we have? Swinging 60s. What did you just call me? A vocabulary quiz. See if we can tell the insults from the compliments. That sounds kind of funny. We'll do that. Alright, I got my browser back up. Transition. And let's start. Before we went to her house, Hannah told us her aunt was a flibberty-gibbet. The way I have not even heard what the fuck flibberty-gibbet. That's such a 90s thing. Probably older than 90s, technically. Remember my phone number when that's why she called me. Oh. Man, that ain't no fucking excuse. You know how many ex's numbers I memorized? I'm old as shit. We did this. We got this before caller ID and shit. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna bug them. That's weird. Flibberty-gibbet is an insult, though. Silly, flighty person. A word of onomatopoeic origins created from sounds meant to resemble idle chatter. Jesus fuck. Ugh. People who work with him generally consider Deshawn a computer maven. Maven? Is that a compliment? One who is experienced or knowledgeable. Ah, I learned a word. We have learned a word. During the war, Tony's grandpa earned a reputation as a quisling. Quisling? Quisling? Is that an insult? Synonymous with traitor and collaborator, Quisling comes from Vidkun Quisling, a Norwegian army officer who encouraged Adolf Hitler to occupy Norway. Ah. The billionaire's magnanimity was a frequent topic on social media. I don't know that I would consider that a compliment, but I know it's not an insult. So I guess in this case, technically it's a compliment, but I feel like that's... It's not like an... I guess it's not an insult, so... Display a noble generosity. Oh. Not what I thought I meant then. Disregard. Darla thought her daughter's new boyfriend was certainly... Bro, I don't even know how to pronounce half these words. Yeah, I thought to be magnanimous, I thought meant like not aloof, but I guess mysterious kind of. I didn't know it meant generous. Maybe okay, my model's acting stupid. There you go. Come on, babe. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. You're vain. Urbane? Insult? Complimentary. Notably polite or polished in manner. Same root word as urban, relating to characteristic of or constituting a city. Okay, see, that's what I thought it meant, like the city part. But for some reason, I thought that would have been an insult. I don't know why city defaults to insult for me. But okay, okay, we're learning shit. We're learning shit. Kelly reconnected with her old friend and was surprised she'd become a reprobate. Reprobate? Reprobate? That sounds just like phonetically, that sounds like an insult. Oh, chotomate. Okay. Try looking. Oh, no. Into it later tonight. So excited. Okay, sorry. They responded back in regards to the Minecraft server, so. Pretty excited. Very terrified. Very, very terrified, but excited. What did I miss? Say from I guess what I learned. You like fishing and such. I want to know, Kanano, what'd y'all learn? Now I'm just staring down the chat. That's very random, but useful. In a religious context, but it can no what? No. Oh, I can't read today. But now it can be used to describe anyone who is an unprincipled or depraved person. Ooh, that's a word we can actually use. I didn't make note of that. Yasmin was ornery when it came to schoolwork. I have heard that word before, but I don't know what it means. I'm gonna assume it's a compliment. Mm. God damn. I was such a savant in school when it came to vocabulary. Why am I so shit at it now? Marble statue had, ooh, can't even say that. Calipigian quality? Calipigian? Calipigian? Compliment? Having shapely buttocks. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Send them to someone. How do I edit this? There we go. Crop that bitch. Okay, today I learned you have a Calipigian quality about you. Alright, sorry about that. Let's go. Oscar could hear his wife's dulcet tones emanating from the shower. That is compliment. Yeah. Sounds like the Spanish word for dulce. Also, yes, the prices are fucking stupid. I'm not sure what context you're talking about, but I know when it comes to groceries, I want to shoot myself in the face. This is some bullshit. The old man was congenial with just about everyone on the bus. Congenial. What does congenial mean? I feel like I have heard that before too. Congenial. I think that's a compliment. Pleasant and sociable. Perfect. Sorry, I'm trying not to shake my leg because I see it shaking the mic and I don't know if it's making noise, but I can't fucking sit still. The sanctimonious leader began issuing new proclamations. That's another one of those words that I would not consider a compliment or an insult. It's just like, it's like a descriptive, it's like a fact. People and things that were holy. The definition is now obsolete, and today the word means hypocritically pious or devout. Oh, well, that's not fair because that's a definition change. That technically would be a compliment. Go fuck yourself. Sam was next at the podium and delivered a pippin of a speech. Pippin. Pippin. Compliment? Highly admired or very admirable person or thing. Prodigal when it came to clothing. Also compliment. Huh? Characterized by profuse or wasteful expenditure, and is perhaps best known for its use in the Bible story about the prodigal son who describes a wayward son's lavish lifestyle. Ah. I thought that was like a good thing. $741.91, and that's with the tax. I feel like by PC standards, it's actually not bad though. It depends on the parts that you're getting, true, but damn. Then again, I ain't got jack shit for money, so it's all expensive for me. You could always just get something a little bit cheaper, because usually stuff like that it's customizable, so you can always start a little bit lower and then add parts to it and change parts later in life. This game was $519.91. Damn! Why are these PCs so affordable? Perspicacious? Perspicacious when it came to puzzles. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me today that I can't read for shit. It's $200 with games. Oh, why not buy them separate and then just because if you're bundling with the PC, I can see how that would be expensive. But if you buy them separate, you have a chance of getting them on sale, no? But $200 worth of games, I feel like that's like what, 3 games at the $60 price or $70. Perspicacious sounds like an insult. But if we're talking about puzzles, I feel like it's a compliment, no? Oh, well, insult. Son of a bitch. Clear-sighted, okay. I kind of figured if it was in a reference to puzzle, it'd be good. But perspicacious kind of also sounded like he was a cheater. Everyone in town knew Sue and Andy had, oh my god, pulchritude. I want to get this. Pulchritudinous. Pulchritudinous. Never in my life have I heard of this fucking word. Not even in a movie, not in a book, not in a poem. What the fuck is pulchritudinous? I think it's an insult. Son of a bitch! Physical comeliness can be a colorful way of describing someone as or something as beautiful. I would also like to send this to someone. No, because they're gonna say I got it wrong. I will never remember this word. Pulchritudinous. Many of the wedding guests called. Ah, sorry. My face is itchy. Woo! Many of the wedding guests called Max a popinjay after seeing his outfit. Popinjay? Who on God's green earth is using these words in this day and age? I keep thinking these are insults. We're gonna go with complimentary. So help me God, if this is an insult, I'm gonna lose my marbles. We're moving on. I'm not even gonna read what the fuck it means. Teacher found out her whole class was nescient on the subject of American history. I'm gonna go based off the fact that this sounds like another word. I'm gonna say it's an insult. Okay. Yeah, because I kind of figured it was like the opposite of omniscient, which is when you're smart. Oh, we're doing a little better. We're doing a little better. A little better. However. Oh shit, wait. I'm gonna go put this stuff away real quick because the smell of Hot Pocket is driving me insane. I will be right back. Chotama. Hola. I remembered to unmute this time. Because I'm so bad at it. Okay, let's look for the quits. Whew. It's kind of toasty in here, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you, thank you. What other quizzes we got? I'll show you the ones that. See, because this one doesn't have a lot, but there's like knowledge based stuff. We got Queendom, we got Fairy God Boss. What the fuck is this? Sure, why not? 18 free personality tests that are actually fun. Don't lie to me. Son of a bitch, let me scroll. You thought that was why did I do this one? This, you know what? This actually doesn't look fun. Mexico personality. No. Okay, we'll do stupid one. Let's do the stupid ones. That's too much for my brain to handle right now. What's 9 plus 10? 19. Yeah, 19. Eclectic energies. What is this? Which person I type for? We won't also be cute. What the fuck does that mean? 9 questions or less. Okay, we could do that. That's not a lot of questions. Okay, where's my ba-da-da? Alright, I don't know what the fuck this is, but we're gonna do it. Sparky, I'm gonna keep it real with Chief. That math don't make no sense. I'm not sure I entirely agree. Alright, Enneagram test. I don't know what this is. Well, we're going into it. I was told this was less than 9 questions, and this is page 1 of 14, so I think I was just lied to. I am more sensitive than most people. Sometimes the world just seems too harsh. I do be a little bit of a bitch. I often refrain from acting as I'm afraid of being overwhelmed. What? I often refrain from oh, okay, I see what you mean. Partly, I guess. I don't get depressed easily, if at all. I am too strict with myself and others. Partly. I want to win the approval of those in authority, sometimes even when I don't really like them. Partly. I'm big on rules, but I mean, at a certain point, if I don't agree with something or someone, unless it benefits me in some way, I have no reason to seek their approval. Plan the next adventure before the current one is finished. That's a hard no, brother. Success, prestige, and recognition really matter to me. Partly. I tend to trust most people. Partly. I love to take care of people, and I'm good at it. Well, see, that's not for me to decide, is it? That's for other people to decide. Because I could think I'm good at it, but I might not actually be good at it. Oh! Are you bye, Sparky? I hope I'm not too late to say bye. I probably am. God damn it. Mostly a personality test. Feels like a personality test. We'll do partly. Too much point in wallowing in negative emotions. When I begin to feel anxious, I tend to throw myself into distracting activities. Unfortunately, no. I will simmer in those emotions until they inevitably just bleed out. Buzz? Oh. I'm always aware of what needs to be corrected. Partly. Hard for me to put my feelings aside, even to get a job done. No. Unfortunately, I'm very good at doing that. I wish I wasn't. Pretty domineering. Hard no. The hardest no so far. It's important to me that I be admired by others, and many people do admire me. Partly. In most close relationships, I give more than I take. I will fight anyone who says otherwise. Probably with a little more ambition. Partly. I am skeptical, suspicious, and doubtful. Partly. Uncomfortable when people want an emotional response from me. Bro, I don't know if I want to do 14 pages of this shit. God damn. I am more organized than most. No. For better or worse, I compare myself to others to assess how I'm doing. Easy for me to accept other people, and they seem comfortable around me because I don't judge them. Partly. Some of these I feel like I'm not the one that should be asked that, so I don't know how to answer them. I don't mind taking a risk. I really like to beat the odds. No, thank you. Even though it is frequently irrational, I sometimes... Oh, God, I have to stop shaking my legs. Sometimes worry whether people are talking about me behind my back. Partly. I avoid expressing strong emotions. Oh, sorry. Okay. You may hear some talking in the background. Apologies. No, I avoid expressing strong emotions. I avoid expressing strong emotions. I'm gonna say partly because I do, but I am not always successful. Yeah, it's just people are home now, but you know. I've been trying to think of ways to mitigate outside sounds, and it's not happening. It's not happening. I don't want to stop streaming, but I might if it gets louder. I don't know. We'll see. Personal relationships are by far the most important thing in my life. Partly. Your happiness and your feelings are your responsibility, not mine. Partly. I'm a true romantic. All the fucking way, yes. Oh, it said 9 questions or less. I've been lied to. Uh, we're gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back, because that's a lot. That's a lot for my brain to handle. Yeah, my back is itchy. No, you know what? Fuck it. We came this far. We came this far. I'm just gonna cry the whole time. Alright, I am more formal than most people. No. While I am very loyal myself, I frequently worry that others are not going to be loyal to me. Yes. Get bored more easily than most people. I'm always looking for new experiences. Partly. More living than most people. I feel a little arrogant saying yes, but honestly, I'm a good networker. No. I'm quite unobtrusive and easy to get along with. Partly. Rules annoy me. No. I'll observe and think without giving myself away before I go into action. Yes. Highly individualistic. Partly. Okay, I wanna see if we could speed through this shit. This would be so much easier if I had my mouse, and I don't have my mouse. I fucking hate trackpads. Come on, pretty strong as no. I don't like to be intruded upon. But I hate it. Partly? I guess? I don't like commitment. I can already stop there. I often resent what... Bleh. I often resent it when people... No, what is... Fucking what? I often resent it when I see people doing a slack job. Yes. Try to get closer to people by being generous with my time and energy. Partly. I go along with what others want unless I have a strong desire of my own, which I usually don't. Partly. Yeah, we'll say the partly. I'm more temperamental than most, but it's because my feelings are so strong. No. People are attracted to me because I impress them. See, that's another one I can't answer, but I'm gonna say no. I am attuned to every... Nope. I usually have no problem speed reading. What the fuck is happening? I am attuned to anything that might be dangerous, and I am security conscious. I'm attuned to anything that might be dangerous. I don't think so. I am security conscious, but I don't think I'm attuned to anything that might be dangerous. I try to avoid that, if anything. I'm meticulous and fastidious, even about details that other people find minor. Apparently. Life is a struggle that I intend to win. Nope. Yeah, no. Sometimes I am over... Sometimes I have overextended myself in trying to help people. Yep. It's important to me to feel as though I belong. Partly. When making a decision, I often ask myself, which option will yield the maximum enjoyment? What? Partly. I am competitive and ambitious, but I do not think of myself as cutthroats. Partly. Tend to avoid conflict. Yes. I am drawn to emotional intensity, and I am not afraid to explore the depths. Ugh. Partly. If I'm not careful, I can get too isolated from others. Unfortunately, yes. And you know, I don't know if I talked about this on stream. I actually do want to talk about this. Because it's actually been weighing on my mind a lot. Unintentionally isolating. So I had a friend message me a few months back. I guess he's not really a friend anymore. And he was like, hey man, let's hang out sometime. And I was like, sure. And mind you, I haven't seen this guy. I moved out 2021, I want to say. So I haven't seen him in like 4 years. And maybe like a handful of times every year we'd message and just talk about some like random shit, usually video games. And so he messaged me a couple months ago and he was like, hey, we should hang out sometime. And I was like, yeah, I don't have a car right now, but you know, if I ever come across one, I can like go hang out or whatever. And he was like, oh no, don't be silly, like I'll go pick you up. And then I immediately regretted my decision because it was nothing against the person. He's actually a really cool dude. He's fun to hang out with. I'm just at a point where I don't want to be perceived by people, like physically. I already feel weird because I've spent so much time not living with my boyfriend that even with him, I feel like, you know what, maybe sometimes I don't want you to see me. I feel, and I'll spare you the details, you know, it's just, I feel gross. I feel gross about myself. Nothing has changed as far as I can tell. I just feel gross. And we basically go back and forth between like, hey, if you don't hang out with people, you're gonna start losing friends. And I was like, you know what, you're right, that's true. I'm feeling very self-conscious right now. and it's something I gotta deal with. And once I feel better, then I could probably hang out with people. And bless this dude's soul. I know he didn't mean anything weird by it. I know he meant it very matter of factly. But I specifically said I feel very self conscious, and he's like, "Why? Like, you're a fairly attractive girl. Like, why would you feel self conscious?" And again, nothing weird, nothing weird. I know he didn't mean anything weird by it. He's very upfront. Like, objectively, I am moderately attractive. And I was like, something about that statement stumped me, and I don't know why. I think it's because he did not mean anything negative by it. That it kind of made a more of an innocent response that made it harder for me to say that's not how that works. So I think I said something along the lines of, "Hey man, I appreciate the sentiment, but usually when it comes to inner images and, being insecurities and stuff, uh, that's something that comes from inside. So I know it's something that I have to work on. Um, and I just hope I don't lose friends along the way. I hope that they understand." And that was the last message that went through. He never responded to that. That was months ago. And I'm not bothered by it. I'm more bothered by the fact that I'm not bothered by it. If that makes sense. Cause like we already didn't talk much to begin with. He's a cool dude and we used to work together and hang out a lot and blah blah blah. He actually helped me get into the apartment that I was in at the time because I was having some issues. But I feel bad that I'm not hurt by that. And that's been bothering me for, and that just reminded me from that question of like isolation, because I'm really not bothered by it. I feel like I should be. Do that every time I find things weird, but if you need it right here, and that would be. Wait, hold on. Let me reread that again. I can't get what you mean, but it's more you portraying it to from an outsider opinion. Did that every time, I would find things weird, but if you needed a ride here and there, I would have been like, "Hey, stuff happens." But I think I do that every time. That's the problem. Every time someone wants to hang out, I'm like, "I would if I could." And then usually it's like, "Well, reason XYZ, I can't do anything." I don't know what it is. I just, I want to hang out with people. I've pretty much been so isolated since the pandemic, like, because that's when I started working from home, so I didn't have a reason to go out. Obviously, you couldn't socialize with people. By like 2021, 2022, it was just like I'm confined to my home. That is my life now, and I'm used to it. And I don't mind messaging people by any means. I still talk to my Xbox buddies like weekly. I wouldn't, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, but I would not make an effort to go see them. But it's not anything on their part. Like I don't know. I don't know. That got me thinking. Fuck that question. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I don't like that about me. I don't even remember how I answered that question now, so whoopsie boopsie. I don't tend to overcommit myself. I have a limited amount of time and energy. Lies. Well, yeah, that's partially lies. No one would ever call me selfish. That's another question I don't think I can answer. What the fuck? Is there a cat in my hamper? There sure is. I heard a noise come from my hamper and I got very scared. I don't know why she does it. She sleeps in my clothes, and it's dirty clothes. She likes the way I smell. I won't put partly on that because I think I'm selfish in certain aspects. It's strange, but I think that there is something beautiful about sadness. Honestly, yes. Oh, the tight rein on my temper. Also, yes. It would be the worst thing to be seen by others as a loser. Partly? Excuse me. I'm a big procrastinator. I'm gonna put partly. This week in particular. For some reason. I'm gonna have to retake the course at school. Because I couldn't finish everything, but like, fuck, bro. Need it every time I would think of it. You don't want to be friends. I was thinking that would be fun. They're like, hey, I think that would be good. I see what you mean. And that's my problem. Is like it is every time for me. And honestly, it was the pandemic. Because prior to that, I was everywhere. I also think that's part of it though. Like I think I just burned myself out on socializing right before that happened. And everybody wants to drink or smoke, and I'm like, I'm actually not averse to that in any means, but I don't want to just do that. You know what I mean? Which is not something I think he wanted to do to begin with. He legit pretty much just wanted to hang out, but in general, most people just want to do that. I don't want to do that. That's not true. I do want to do that, but there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons. But I think because of that, from here on, I'm just gonna be upfront about it and just say like, no, I kind of don't want to, and see what happens. If they leave, then they leave. There's no point in stringing them along. I'll give them a good fight as it clears the air. Fuck no. Really hard for me to save money. Other times to spend beyond my limits. No, it's hard for me to save money, but that is not the reason why. To deal with the fear I always have, I'm as nice and warm as possible towards everyone. Partly. Jesus Christ, brother. God damn. I genuinely could not imagine. I was working from home and I lost my job. That was crazy to me. What is happening in my hamper? She's making noises. Won't be noise, but also makes me uncomfortable. Honestly, yes. Accumulate lots of knowledge to counteract my lack of self-confidence. You know what? You know what? Usually just focus on the positive side of people, focus on their issues. Nope, that's a lie. You got to focus on everything because they might be a shitty person. Something doesn't go my way, I can find something beneficial about it. Alright, that might go wrong. Yes. I'm more sentimental than others. I will be bold and say yes. I almost never lose control of myself. Yes. Good at getting things done. Partly. I think it's weak to back down from confrontation. Oh. I am bitch. I do not like confrontation. Others need my assistance much more than I need theirs. No? I don't think so. I can't rest until the job is done. Oh my god. I was trying to hide that fucking yawn and that did not work. Whether to a new job or a new school makes me more anxious than it does most people. Yes. I am pretty tough. No. Well, what do you mean by tough? What do you mean by I'm gonna do partly. I'm a brainstormer. For every problem, I think of 10 approaches to a solution. Yes. Most people don't know that I'm actually really sensitive, as I tend to conceal my emotions. Partly. It's important to me that I win the respect of others. Partly. I'm not a show-off. In fact, I have a problem being too modest. Yes? Question mark? Oh, dude, anybody who fucking... Ooh, man, I remember that shit. Ooh, girl. I apologize, I'll never find... People, like, at the height of the pandemic, when they were grocery shopping, were on some other shit. Them bitches was crazy. Nope. I just... Boo. I'm angry for you, brother. That was a shitty time. I have been told that I lack tact, but I think the important thing is to tell the truth. Partly. Actually, yes. But not about the tact part, it's about the truth part. It takes me quite a lot of time and effort to make important decisions, and I frequently second guess myself. I tend to not consider asking help from others, even from those I love. Partly. I want to enjoy things, so I'm not very disciplined. Partly. I have a compulsion to do things. Nope. A hard no. I often lose my focus as my attention tends to drift off from the main issues. Partly. I am more dramatic than most. People see me as a warm and sympathetic person. I don't fucking know, brother. I'm gonna do partly, because I don't know. I can't answer opinion questions about myself. Anyone can say that I'm empathetic. I don't know they're telling the truth. I'm fucking small jobs all around. Eek. Guess they peaked in high school, because goddamn. I feel like at a certain age, you gotta get over that shit. Like, you gotta focus about getting a roof over your head, keeping groceries in your fridge. Like, why are you talking shit about people? I would never understand that. Oh, sorry. I will never understand that. If you're like in your 20s, like, not even mid 20s, I can be a little lenient on that. I think if you're in your late 20s and above and you're still pulling that kind of shit, I don't know. Not comfortable with self-revelation. Because, like, you can't change people's minds and opinions, right? So if you want to dislike someone, have at it, brother. That is your God-given right as a U.S. citizen. But you want to look professional in a work setting, even if it was still like a grocery store or like a restaurant. There's still a certain air of professionalism you're supposed to have. Would you do shit like that? Why would you do shit like that? I would be embarrassed. But that's just me. I am not comfortable with self-revelation. Partly. I have more energy and strength than most people. No. Especially on the energy part. Life's about give and take, so giving love is the most important thing in my life. Yes. I generally don't like to stay at one task for very long. I get restless. Partly. People often aren't what they seem, so I can really be suspicious of their motives. Yes. My tendency to tell people what's wrong and what they should do about it has sometimes annoyed them. Partly? Question mark? It's hard to stay passionate and focused. Well, I feel like these two don't always go hand in hand. It's not hard to stay passionate, but sometimes it is hard to stay focused. I'm gonna put partly. Even if I don't have it, oh my god. I'm trying so hard not to yawn. It is not happening. It's hard to stay passionate. Oh, wait, just no. Even if I don't have it all together, at least I'm going to seem to have it all together. I tend to escape reality into a world of idealized fantasy. Partly. That's quite literally part of why I started VTubing. That kind of shit always comes back to bite them in the ass, though. Especially in a work environment. So long as you just stay level-headed, you're Gucci, brother. I don't know what it is. Like, I've said this before. I am professional to a fault. That shit drives me insane. I am really good with the big picture, but I don't have much patience with detail. Partly. The aesthetics of my surroundings have a strong influence on my mood. Actually, yes. I tend to have mixed feelings about many people. Yes. Sometimes I don't know what I'm feeling until I've had a chance to think about it. Yeah. Proud of the fact that many people depend on me. Partly. Usually fall asleep readily and that's a fucking joke. I've been told I'm a perfectionist and I suppose it to be true. It got a lot louder out there. I'm so sorry. Might wrap it up after this quiz. I didn't want to, but I think it's just gonna get louder from here. I'll do what it takes to be successful. Yeah. It really bothers me when people don't say thank you. Not really. To say the words thank you doesn't bother me. If you can show some form of gratitude, that's something. But you don't have to say thank you. I got in trouble at work once when I was still doing retail because I didn't say you're welcome to a customer who was already giving me attitude. I don't say you're welcome to begin with because I've always felt like it's such a condescending thing to say. Like, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Obviously, I wouldn't say it like that, but I thought that was weird. I got reprimanded for not saying you're welcome. I don't even remember what I said back to him, but it wasn't bad. Like I kept my composure and I did reply, but I've never and from before then and after then, I've never had someone complain that I did not say you're welcome. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I usually imagine all the things that might go wrong because I have a really vivid imagination. Yes. I have a real sensitivity to how my presentation is affecting others, and I can alter it if I have to. No. No? I'm gonna say no. While I value my close friendships, I often feel most myself when I am alone. Sometimes I forget to do something that another person has been pushing me to do. No. If they're pushing me, chances are I'm not gonna forget. I seldom compromise my principles. Seldom, so yes. When I've arrived, the party starts. I enjoy remembering the past event. Oh boy. I enjoy remembering the past, even if it is a bit melancholic. Partly? Sometimes I am too critical of others, but I am much harder on myself. Yes. My life has been permeated by a sense of longing. Actually, yes. Good at motivating people. No. Well, I'll say partly. I'm not good with words, but I want to believe that my sentiment is there. I see all points of view when there is a dispute, so it's hard for me to take a side. Partly. What I really get involved in. No. When I really get involved in an intellectual problem that stimulates me, I tend to detach from my emotions. Partly? Sometimes wish people would take care of me for a change. I don't like to admit it, but yes. I tend to either comply completely or to rebel. Yes. It's an odd question, but okay. I secretly fear deprivation and being without the nicer things in life. I also don't like to admit that, but yes. You're most like a type 6. Taking wings into account, you are a 6W5. Type 6. What do the wings mean though? Wing 6W. So is it 6W5? I guess? Okay, so what do we got here? People of this personality type essentially feel insecure as though there is nothing quite steady enough to hold on to. Sentence 1, and we're already called out. That's fucking crazy. Mm. It's like I would never ask people to do that, but it would be nice. It would be nice. At the core of this type 6 personality is a kind of fear or anxiety. So anxiety is a very deep source and can manifest in a variety of different styles, making sixes somewhat difficult to describe and to type. What all sixes have in common, however, is the fear rooted at the center of their personality. I don't like where this is going. Which manifests in worrying and restless imaginings of everything that might go wrong. This tendency makes sixes gifted at troubleshooting, but also robs the six of much needed peace of mind and tends to deprive the personality of spontaneity. I just gotta finish reading this and I can end. Oh my god. I I hate this. I really hate this. I really hate this. Alright. The essential anxiety at the core of the type 6 fixation tends to permeate the personality with a sort of defensive suspiciousness. Sixes don't trust easily. They are often ambivalent about others until the person has absolutely proven herself, at which point they are likely to respond with steadfast loyalty. The loyalty of the six is something of a two-edged sword, however, as sixes are sometimes prone to stand by a friend part. Nope. Stand by a friend, partner, or job. What the fuck? I can't focus because of the fucking TV. Partner, job, or cause even long after it is time to move on. Sixes are generally looking for something or someone to believe in. This, combined with their general suspiciousness, gives rise to a complicated relationship to authority. Really? The side of the six which is looking for something to believe in is often very susceptible to the temptation to turn authority over to an external source, whether it be in the form of an individual or a creed. But the six's tendency towards distrust and suspicion works against any sort of faith in authority. Okay. Thus, opposite poles exist side by side in the personality of any type 6 and assume different proportions. I'm trying. And assume different proportions in different individuals, sometimes alternating within the same individual. The truly confounding element when it comes to typing sixes is that there are two fundamentally different strategies that sixes adopt for dealing with fear. Some sixes are basically phobic. Phobic sixes are generally compliant, affiliative, and cooperative. Other sixes adopt the opposite strategy of dealing with fear and become counterphobic, essentially taking a defiant stand against whatever they find threatening. This is the six who takes on authority or who adopts a daredevil attitude towards physical danger. That is not me. I can surely tell you that. Counterphobic sixes can be aggressive and, rather than looking for authority, can adopt a rebellious or anti-authoritarian demeanor. Counterphobic sixes are often unaware of the fear that motivates their actions. In fact, sixes in general tend to be blind to the extent of their own anxiety. Because it is the constant backdrop to all of their emotions, sixes are frequently unaware of its existence, as they have nothing with which to contrast it. I am pretty aware. Pretty aware. Because sixes so frequently fail to appreciate the extent of their own fear, they often mistype themselves. It is common, for instance, for female sixes to mistype as twos, especially if they are identified with a helper role. But sixes have a much more ambivalent attitude towards relationships than do twos, who generally know exactly what they want. Sixes, failing to recognize their anxiety, can mistype as nines, but nines have the ability to relax, to trust in others, neither of which could easily lead to sixes. Sixes can mistype as fours, especially if they have artistic inclinations, which I don't, but they lack the four's self-absorption. They can mistype as fives, especially if they're intellectual, as many sixes are, but unlike fives, sixes tend to be practical. Finally, counterphobic sixes can easily mistype as eights, but they lack the eight's self-certainty. I'm curious about the wing five. So does that mean that they kind of lean more towards it? It's like a hard six with leaning towards a five? Because if that's the case, that kind of makes sense. Because it says here they mistype as fives, especially if they're intellectual. But sixes tend to be practical, which is true. I don't know. I don't like being called out by a quiz. But it is what it is. And it is, unfortunately, pretty fucking accurate. Not the lesson I thought we would be learning today. Alright, well, I'm gonna go cry in a corner because TV, and hope that one day we can actually soundproof this bitch. Because at this rate, I may actually have to stop streaming for quite a while, but we'll see what happens. We'll probably get back at it tomorrow. Still limited to what I can do as far as gaming goes, so probably do more browser stuff, do some browser games. I don't know. I'm gonna go. And hopefully I will see you mañana. Sorry for the abrupt leave. That noise is driving me insane. It is driving me insane. Okay. Where's all my shit at? Where's all my shit at? Here we go. Hi, welcome. I am actually just fixing to leave. I am so sorry. Got a little bit of background noise, so I figured I'd just end it early. I was doing good though, till that happened. So, but we'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll be doing more stuff tomorrow. I'm sorry you came in at the end. So sorry. I will see y'all mañana, hopefully. Bye. Bye. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.